So there could be Mega Frostlass. There might not be Mega Frostlass. Not sure. Versus Christopher with the Dragapult Blaziken. I think this is a favorable matchup for Hail. I think it does depend a little bit on what is in the deck here for Hail. I'm trying to think if there's like anything that could be in the list here for Christopher that really shake things up. Yo, appreciate the 21s there, Voltsy. What score do you usually need to top 8? X21. This is a Hail deck for sure. It definitely is, yeah. I was actually pretty interested to see what Hail was playing. Definitely curious. Abra enriching, so has the enriching energy. What is the Abra for? Is that to hold the enriching energy sometimes? Why that? And I'm super curious about the Abra. What is the reasoning behind the Abra? It lets you pivot more. Oh, I guess if you don't have a Dunsparce on the bench. Oh, sure. In case you don't have a Dunsparce. Or I guess if you get Watchtowered. If you get Watchtower trapped. Alright, here we go. Spiky energy. Psyduck doing a full Pokemon prize check, it looks like. What were the prize cards again? Enriching prize, sure. 1 battle cage, 1 risky ruins. Okay. So it's just a bunny build, right? There's no yeah, it's just all bunnies. Predictions? Okay, I got you. I think. All right, predictions up. Who do you got? You got Hail with Lopunny Dunsparce or Christopher with Dragapult Blaziken. Don't need the Fanordum with double Poffin in the opening hand here for Hail, that's for sure. Trying to do some final prize checking here on the second search. Or Dunsparce to the bench. Another Dunsparce, or Dunsparce, excuse me. Both players 6-1. Yeah, I think it's definitely a favorable matchup. Pass? Oh no. Dude. Alrighty then. Well, that is a it's bad. It's bad. It's a bad start. It's a bad start. Go draw 3. Another Dunsparce. Lilies as well. The games on stream today are so bad. Yeah, it's just so many. And they've been pretty rough, to be honest. There've been a lot of dead draws, I guess. Yeah. The Dunsparce number 2. We do have that Lily to work with. Just throws out a battle cage. Air balloon to the Baneri. Ultra ball coming down as well. Giving up a Pokepad there. And there's the bunny. I mean, Boss KO Fez here does seem pretty good. I think if I'm Hail here, I'm not taking a knockout until I have Boss KO, but let's see. There's a Lily. Don't have the energy yet anyways. If we draw the energy here, we could knock out the active, but I feel like we can just wait as well for that boss. See what Hale chooses. We did get the energy, so it is possible to attack this turn if you want to, but we could wait. He's just going to get aggressive, take the knockout. Was that 60 HP Dunsparce? There we go. Going to get aggressive, take the KO. Goodbye, Monkey Dory. Okay, this does unlock the Pheasantipity draw. We'll flip the script and unfair stamp this turn for Christopher. Candy top deck, that's no good. There's the flip the script. Can we get anything cooking here? Got a Buddy Poffin, got a Pokepad, okay. Some pokes are on the way. I feel like we need to get like Torchic double Dreepy and then retreat to a Dreepy or something here. But even then, we're still in like a bad spot here for Hale. I don't know why we didn't wait for boss. Well, if he had access, it depends if he had boss next turn or not, I feel like. If you didn't have the boss, then I feel like going now is fine. Maybe it just kind of comes down to that. You could have definitely tried to wait. Depends like how far away the boss is, though, I think. Obviously, we could have taken at least that other Dunsparce. Yeah, there we go. Are we going to sacrifice the Fez here? We actually might be sacrificing Fez. Sheesh. And there's at least 3 Battle Cage in the build as well here for Hale. It might be 4. That's also going to be something that's going to be tough to overcome here on the Dragapult side. A lot of shenanigans to deal with. Those are boss on the bench. Lopunny, okay, trying to be annoying. Oh, that's true. We haven't played a supporter yet. All right, pass over to Hale. Battle Cage top deck. Immediately into a Hilda. Can get another Dunsparce setup. And then attach retreat, I would assume. If we don't have the... And we actually don't have to pop any of these Dunsparces. We can just leave them set up and play. Ready to respond. They even get a third one involved. Yep, spiky retreat and attack. Knockout Fez, 2 more prize cards. Massive prize lead here for Hale. And 2 Dunsparce built up on the bench to respond to a potential unfair stamp. Dracloak here from Christopher. There's a Lily. And a Blaziken. I believe there's a Blaziken in hand. Let's go for the Lily. Do we have Candy Dragapult? I think we do have Candy Dragapult. Okay, so we could be attacking with Dragapult this turn from Christopher. Still needs a lot, though. Psychic Energy, and then we're punching. But the Wally... The chance that Hale has Wally in hand here is super high. There's almost definitely a Wally in the hand here. So it's going to be very, very tough. It's going to be very, very tough to win this one still. As Christopher, to make a comeback. Oh, there's the unfair stamp. We could see... but, I mean, you could unfair stamp here. It's just like... There's 2 Dunsparce on the bench on the other side. I feel like we maybe need to attack here and try and force some of these Dunsparces to be popped. Before we use the unfair stamp. I feel like the board is set up too well to want to unfair stamp here. But we'll see. Oh yeah, we are also missing the Psychic Energy. Good point. We did draw a Night Stretcher, so we could recover Pheasantipity. Starting with an Ultra Ball here, I believe. What is that? What the fuck is that? What is that, a Chi-Yu? Or a Volcarona? Or a Baby Blaze? Oh, it's a Baby Blaziken. Okay, okay. There's a Psychic in the discard. Okay, that would also work. Night Stretcher for Psychic. Wait, doesn't he have a Night Stretcher in hand? Am I trolling? Did we not draw a Night Stretcher off that? Oh, there it is. Night Stretcher. Is there a Psychic in the discard? There is a Psychic in the discard pile. Why would you not grab that? That's got to just be a mistake. You maybe forgot about it. Or at least, but even if you forgot about the Psychic, recovering the Fez seems worth it here. Using Unfair Stamp here just seems not worth it, I guess. That's maybe the biggest thing for me. Okay, we did draw the Psychic off the Unfair Stamp. But I feel like using the Unfair Stamp is just bad here. I don't know. Best of luck in day 2 there, Falcon. And there's a punch. 200 active. That's it, though. Battle Cage, protecting the bench. All right, can Hale find a Wally? This is what this becomes. Can Hale find a Wally and continue to find Wallies until he's so far ahead that it doesn't matter if he has Wally. Boss will close things out. Let's find out. I'm gonna start with the retreat. You don't have to retreat though. You could just find the Wally, and then the energy will go back to your hand. And then you can retreat into the bench Mega Lopunny. So you don't have to retreat first here from Hale. In fact, the retreating actually might be bad from Hale. But it kind of, we can just push the other Lopunny here, I guess, and attach to it, which we have the energy in hand for that, I guess. There's a Pokegear and an Ultra Ball. Plenty of more cards to be drawn. Okay. We can go again. The bench bunny does have Balloon, yeah. Active one does not. Going for the Pokegear. There's the Wally. There's 2 Wally. Can we get a 3rd Wally? Nope, just 2. That Dunsparce could have been evolved, right? But chose not to evolve that one first. Interesting. I mean, you do want to try and preserve some amount of them for sure. Does Lopunny have a way around Lucario? It does not, no. You just kind of lose. Like this build specifically from Hale just loses to Lucario. No win condition. There we go. Miss back to the active. Could get some more to Dunsparces involved. I think it'd be worth it if we can get there. Giving up 2 Hilda, it looks like. This deck also just like loses to like Raging Bolt, but keeps the Hilda, gives up the Lilies instead. Yeah, still a really, really solid board here for Hale. Did have to expend a couple to Dunsparce, but not that big of a deal. And punch. 230. Okay, into the Lily here from Christopher to start off with. He plays the Donnie X, so maybe the ball matchup isn't so as bad. Oh, that's true. There's the Donnie X, so it's not... It's still probably bad, but it's not terrible. There's the Donnie X, though, so it's more manageable for sure. I play the 6 HP to Dunsparce. I mean, it's the no retreat. I just don't know if it's worth it, though. Like, do you really want to give Dragapult the ability... Do you really want to make it easier for Dragapult to KO your Dunsparces? I don't know. It's 260s, too, right? It's 260s, 270s. I'm not sure about that. I feel like it's never... It just never comes up where the free retreat of Dunsparce matters. I feel like it's probably incorrect, to be honest. I guess if you want to play 1, it's probably 3-1 is probably correct. The 2-2 split is feels iffy with so much Dragapult in the format. But obviously, this deck is pretty heavily teched for Dragapult. Wally seems like 4 Battle Cage, missed energy. Like, you're obviously not hurting for outs in this matchup. The 2 feels a little overkill, though, for sure. Anything that's like a liability to Dragapult is always worse than not. All right, so once again, looking for a Wally here. Missed Energy already being prepped on the bench, Lopunny. But you actually don't even need to Wally here. You could just attack Knockout and then boss next turn to win. And that might be what Hale's going for, but there also might be a Wally here to complement this hard retreat. Oh, just the KO. Yeah, just chilling KO. Sure, this also works. More than fine. One prize card left at this point. From here, a boss wins the game. Continue to use Wally wins the game. There's a Watchtower in the hand there for Christopher. I would be curious to know if Hale plays the Chien Pao, but like I said, it looks like it plays 4 Battle Cage at the very least. The A-Spec is Enriching Energy. There's a Pokepad, Combuskin on the way, I assume. Chris really should scoop here. Well, if Chris thinks it's a really bad matchup, then playing out game 1 and then ending in a tie is like not a bad thing, right? So that is like a thing. A tie here is better for Christopher than a loss, right? Ultra Ball coming in. I said there's the Watchtower in the hand. Maybe like a Watchtower plus Judge combo here would give. I guess Christopher, if Christopher plays Judge, Watchtower plus Judge here could be a route back into this actually. What? Well, now, what? Wait, did we already play a supporter this turn? Am I just, like, tripping? What? We just discard the Judge? Isn't that our only way back into this? Lily off rip? No. No, he didn't Lily off rip. He gets knocked out. There's Lily on top of there. Boom, KO. Dude, the only win condition here is Judge Lily or Judge Watchtower. We have Judge and Watchtower in the hand. We have the win condition in the hand. Yeah, that's your only win condition, and we're just not doing it. Yeah, this is a massive throw. That's a huge throw. That's literally our only win condition there. Maybe he has petrol. For what? His second unfair stamp? What? There's no chill, bro. It's cooked. Yeah, he was probably going to lose anyways, but that isn't. That's like literally you had the play. Like the only play that gives you a chance to win the game, you had it and just did not do it basically there. That's a pretty big mistake from Christopher. Probably was going to lose anyways. Was probably going to lose. Not going to like win him the game, but it's better to give yourself a chance. Let's go peep Japan, see what's going on over there. It looks like Dragapult won. Beat the Raging Bolt. That's all we got over there. Game 2. Back at it. Don't get me started, Xavier. Very clean by Hale. Yeah, pretty cool. Well, the only thing for Hale was like that questionable, like, should we have KO'd the Monkey Dory or waited for the boss KO, right? That was like the only real question mark. He didn't have energy to attack for turn, I believe, so he had to Crispin over Judge. No, you just Judge into the energy. You play Judge to go find the energy. We had fire. We had fire on Dracula preemptively set up, right? Actually, let me go back and check that. We did have a fire on the Dracula from the turn before, right? Yeah, we had the fire on the Dracula before. Judge, find the Psychic. How good is Dog Box right now? I don't know what that is. Wait, Okie Dokie? Not very good. Bad Paul matchup. Dog Box. Flareon? Oh, is it Flareon? Dude, I have no idea. All right. Fez and Boss, top 2 prize cards here for Christopher. Flareon Owls. I think Noctowl seems really good this format, but I've not seen it succeed very well at all this format. But whenever I play with a deck with Noctowl in it, it feels great. Like, Noctowl feels great, but I don't know. All right, Tasha Monkey Dory going first here for Christopher. Double GP, looking good, feeling good. Hale, though, going to respond with his own Buddy Poffin. We need the fan order, we can get it. Ideally, you want to avoid it. Just some Dunsparce would be great. Let's see what Hale can pull together here. How's it going tonight, Azul? It's going pretty good there. Warmonger. Also, will we see you back on the official stream as a commentator? Possible. Next season. How can Noctowl be bad in a go first format? Someone needs to cook. Well, that would make it worse, Dragoblaze. That makes Noctowl worse. If everyone else wants to go first, that means you go first less. You want to play Fanordum decks in a go second format, or you don't want to play them. They're stronger in a go second format. Whatever your deck does, you want it to be the opposite of what everyone else wants to do, and you want what you choose to be the stronger of the two. So if everyone's going first in the format, you want to be a deck that wants to go second, to the extreme where now your opponents want to go second. That's where you get the most. That's where you get the most advantage from the going first versus going second. Okay, once again, a really clean start from Hale. Doesn't need the fan order to set up. Double Bunny, triple Dunsparce, into the Lily, not bad. Yeah, no Frostlass in this build. That makes sense. Why do you think going first is preferred in this meta? You win more games going first and you go going second. That's it. Fresh 8 here. Doesn't matter too much what we get, but I'm sure we'd love to see an energy. Besides that, doesn't really matter. Enriching. I mean, we could throw that down on a Dunsparce here, I guess. Or, no, actually, we do want it on the bunnies in this situation, right? I guess we can do the runaround and run to a bench Dunsparce. I guess, yeah, attaching to the active makes more sense. They're just way less strong supporters to play turn 1 going second like Arvin and the TMs. That's a good point. I still got Lily, but yeah, that's fair. 13 months there, AJ Pancakes. I remember seeing this from towards Metafy and thinking if Legacy is better. I mean, the point of the deck is to not give up prize cards at all. So you kind of already inherently get the advantage that Legacy would give you by just not getting KO'd to begin with, right? So Legacy probably becomes a little bit redundant, I would assume. But it doesn't seem terrible. Like, if you put Legacy Energy in here, it definitely would not be terrible. Because then your opponent can't KO, like, 3 things off your bench plus a Mega. They have to KO 4 things off your bench plus a Mega, which is a lot more work. That extra turn could be a big deal. It allows you, like, to play through your damaged Pokemon more aggressively and not lose as quickly. So it definitely wouldn't be bad, but... yeah, like I said, the deck already inherently... I could see, like, for some matchups, making a big deal in the prize trade, right? Like, if you go up against, like, a Raging Bolt, and they go KO a 1 prizer, and then you go attack with the Dunsparce EX, and then they go KO the Dunsparce EX, and then you go attack with Lopunny with a Legacy Energy, knock out, like, an Ogre Pawn, then they don't have a way to win the game. They can't go 1-2-3. So you can't get 1-2-3 against one-hit KO decks, I guess. That would be the value of playing Legacy Energy. So it could be like metagame specific, to be honest. The deck also doesn't play... Well, actually, does this deck even play Night Treacher? Or is it just like 1 to Dunsparce EX? What's your opinion on Fleed right now? Dude, can you guys just use, like, real deck... What is a Fleed? Just use the deck names. Dogbox. Apparently Dogbox isn't okie dokie. Now we're talking about Fleed. Festival Lead? Oh, sure. My faith in Festival Lead is waning. 0 recovery? Okay. My faith in Fleed is waning, for sure. I'm becoming less of a believer of Festival Lead. I still want to believe in it, but you got to figure out the Dragapult matchup. I don't know the best thing to help the Dragapult matchup. And now that more Dragapults are becoming Dusknoir Dragapult, like, it's kind of out the window for it for right now, I feel like. That matchup is like not solvable, I don't think. If it's Dragapult no Dusknoir, I think that's solvable. If it's Dragapult Dusknoir, I don't think that's solvable. So it depends. Like after this tournament, we'll have to see how the meta broke down in terms of Dusknoir versus no Dusknoir and like what succeeded the most and what we expect to be the most popular moving forward. So Fleed might be off the table for right now because of Dusknoir locking it out. I'm not trying to make... I'm down to try and make Festival Lead work against like straight Dragapult and Dragapult Blaziken. I'm not trying to make Festival Lead work against Dusknoir Dragapult. That's someone else's job. I'm out on the Festival Lead if we're doing that. Okay, aggressive Watchtower here from Christopher for Hale. Don't think he cares too much. But it could be tough to move the active. What's Festival Lead? Is it similar to Fleed? No, completely different decks. Maybe like the most polar opposite of decks you've ever seen. Actually, the active into the Lily. Why no Torchic bench? Well, I don't think they could find one, right? I don't think it's not an active choice. They didn't actively choose to not bench him. Thoughts on Dango? It's pretty good right now. It's pretty good. One of the best. We're looking for that counter stadium here. I feel like there's no Chi and Pow in here. Am I trolling? I haven't seen it yet. You forgot to bench Torchic? Oh, it's literally in his hand? Oh, then he just forgot, yeah. That is a pretty big mistake. I was kind of giving him the benefit of the doubt. I was assuming that that was not the case. Ooh, the hand there for Hale is not great. But can get unlocked pretty quickly. Let's see. So I'm going to ask your thoughts on Apple Dragon deck tomorrow. Don't do it. My answer is just going to be it's trash. Pushing out a Dunsparce. Wait, the Torchic missed Torchic bench is so bad from Christopher on the last turn. That is so bad. Second Lopunny getting set up. There's the hard retreat into the Lopunny. Prize card drawn. Is it boss or battle cage? I think it's the boss, right? It is the boss. No chicken potential here for Christopher. Could still Crispin. But forgot to bench the Torchic on the last turn, which is a huge mistake and is now getting punished for it. Oh, but there is a Crispin. There's a Crispin here. So I guess we're safe. We're safe from the mistake. Candy Blaziken didn't have to happen. Oh, no, we're not safe from it, actually, because we don't have a Dragapult. So the mistake still might catch up to Christopher here. No potential for Candy Blaziken this turn means no potential to attack with a Dragapult this turn. That's not good. That is not good. The mistake here from Christopher might catch up. I kind of like leaving one more bench space open because I think setting up double Monkey Dory in this matchup is a really, really big deal. So I don't love that choice from Christopher there to get that extra, probably extra Torchic. I think we could have got the Dreepy, but no Torchic. I don't know. I don't love that. Why do you ever choose Judge instead of Lily on the last turn from Chris? Oh, did Chris have a Lily in hand over the Judge? Honestly, you should just Lily. Yeah, I don't know why he would do that. That's just a misplay. Like, in this matchup, all you need to do is set up a Blaziken, set up your Dragapults, start attacking, and then build up Monkey Dories in the back line, and then look for big turns to either boss KO to Dunsparces, or set up double Monkey Dory, and then go for, like, big Punch plus Monkey Dory spread to the bench turns, and then set up for a Judge Watchtower turn or an Unfair Stamp Watchtower turn. Like, Unfair Stamp Watchtower, Monkey Dory, spread damage to the bench, take over the game. That's how you play this matchup. You just need to build up to, like, a double Monkey Dory board state, but Hale had 11 card hand, but Judge still seems worse. Yeah, the Judge is definitely worse. You need to worry about yourself. You shouldn't be worried about your opponent in that situation. Like, Hale doesn't care if you just... Like, Hale's attacking pretty easily here. Hale doesn't care if you disrupt his hand. He's going to attack you no matter what. See Hale ignoring. Going for the Dracloak KO. By Dracloak. Wait, did Christopher just not attach for turn last turn either? There's a fire and a psychic in the hand, and we just didn't attach last turn. Oh no, we attach retreated? Oh, we attach retreated. Wait, what did the board look like going into Christopher's turn? I feel like we shouldn't even attach retreat there though. We should probably just attach. We should just attach to the bench Dracloak and then pass, right? Attach retreating leaves us so susceptible to a boss play here. Forces us to find Candy Blaziken. We need so much. Actually, it doesn't even leave us that susceptible to boss. Hale can just go, okay, cool, kill your active. Now you need Candy Blaziken or a Crispin. I feel like just like sacrificing the Dracloak and then attaching to your bench is just better there. Because it also lets us get to the Monkey Dory sooner, which is like the big deal in this matchup. Is you need to get to the Monkey Dories. Yeah, I don't know about this. This is looking kind of iffy here. All right, Ultra Ball's coming in. We did have Candy Blaziken. We do have Dragapult on the way. It is coming together this turn for Christopher. We're not grabbing Dragapults. We have Dragapult in hand. Okay, well, the way he just stopped shuffling there, I think he meant to go grab Dragapult. He has Lily. Yeah, but you should just grab Dragapult there. Just get the card you need. Well, you are going to see a lot of cards this turn. Maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay. I hate it a little bit less. At first, I hated it, but now I'm like, maybe it's not the worst thing ever. But this is why having like the extra... Maybe it'll work out, I guess, in that. Nitrate for a Dracloak. We need to save that for Monkey Dory. I don't like the Nitrate on the Dracloak there at all. We need to save the Nitrate for the Monkey Dories. The Monkey Dories is how we win this game. I mean, he's going to see 14 or he's going to see 12 cards here. He should see a Dragapult, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. I don't hate the idea of just grabbing the Dragapult there, though. And just, ooh, Unfair Stamp. Okay, Unfair Stamp this turn I think is okay. Got our Dragapult. Very cool. Yeah, I think we could do the Unfair Stamp here. I actually don't hate that. Hail down to a 2-card hand with Watch... Do it now while the Watchtower's in play. Basically is what I'm thinking. I think we are going to see Christopher do it. It seems like reasonable to me. Oh, Dracloak after. Unfair Stamp first. If we're gonna, I think this is a good time to stamp. Like the longer the game goes on, the more likely that our Watchtower gets bumped. I guess the one argument you could have here from Christopher is like, well, he didn't bump the Watchtower last turn, so maybe he still doesn't have an out. So maybe I just take advantage of this hand that he has. But Hale's hand is like pretty big here. There's a good chance that Hale has a Wally. And if we just get Wallied, we're going to lose anyways. Yeah, I still kind of like using the Unfair Stamp here, I think. See how it plays out. There's the punch, 2-hundo. And then we can go with 1-1 and then 4 on the bunny, I guess. Yeah, seems fine. All right, we got the Wallies here for Hale. Is that a battle cage? I can't tell. It looks like a battle cage. It is. We did get the battle cage off the prize cards, yeah. There's the retreat. We need to find those air balloons for Hale for things to be a little bit more efficient, but it's not that big of a deal right now. Would you win your local pre-release? Of course. What the heck? Why'd you even ask me that question? Kind of rude. Wally's in. The battle cage is in. Another Dunsparce is in. Yeah, I don't know. The hand was just kind of too big. Like, even if there was no battle cage here, just simply having like the Wally combo was like, the chance of that was so high. I still feel like we should have just gone for the Unfair Stamp there. I don't know. We're behind. Hale needs so little on the following turns. I feel like we should... It was a good enough turn to Unfair Stamp. Maybe not the perfect turn, but I think it was good enough for the situation. Now we don't have a Watchtower to combo with it anymore. We have another Dunsparce here to protect. Oh, I guess the battle cage protects us currently. Christopher did just... Oh, I'm thinking about cycling though. I don't think it's necessary to cycle. I'm curious to know why we would cycle here. Should be okay though. There's the Buddy Poffin. Dunsparce is coming back. Whole squad reloaded back up. No Dunsparce in hand, but that's fine. Christopher only plays the 2 stadiums, so there's only 1 stadium left. And after that, if we can find a battle cage to immediately counter it, as long as we can chain the wallies from there, this game is kind of cooked. What is down? No, there's no Mega Frostlass in this deck. Saltine. The problem with Unfair early is with 2 Megas charge, has enough time to bump tower or anything to establish, and then drag has 0 disruption. But that never changes, though. The Megas are always going to be established. And then the longer you let this go on, the easier it is for Hale to not need Wally. The longer you let Hale play the game and do damage without playing Unfair Stamp, the less Hale needs Wally to win the game. I feel like in that situation, while we have the Watch Tower in play, we should just take advantage of it. For the situation we're in as Christopher. Otherwise, I'd be down to wait for a little bit later. But like Christopher's board state is just like not set up to start putting on pressure. We have 1 stadium bump left. We have no Monkey Dory set up to spread damage to the bench Pokemon. I see the situation doesn't matter. We can KO Dunsparce off the bench as long as we have a counter stadium. But if we've already committed one of our counter stadiums in play as well, like if we had the extra counter stadium to play around with, I'd agree with you as well on that. Oh, maybe there's something here with the baby Blaziken though. Hold up, maybe the baby Blaziken can pull things together. Although I don't think we can attack with it this turn. The baby Blaziken is pretty good here. Does he have hand disruption? I don't know. I would assume no. I would assume not. 2 fires in the discard pile. So through a Night Stretcher, we could attack with this turn. Then we have to burn another Night Stretcher. Double Monkey Dory is definitely not going to be a possibility here. I mean, we can't even boss. We can't even boss KO double Dunsparce. Yeah, this play is okay. Second Night Stretcher gone. Yeah, we're never getting to like a double Monkey board state or something like that. Where the monkeys at, bro? Nah, the monkeys are done. I mean, Hale does play 60 HP Dunsparces anyway, so maybe it just doesn't matter as much, but... Gonna Baby Blaze, Punchy Active, set that up, KO a Dunsparce. Then next turn, Hale's gonna Wally again, KO the Baby Blaziken. Then we'll have the Unfair Stamp for the turn after, I guess. We'll have that to work with. But does Christopher even have energy left? Can Christopher even attack with a Dragapult or even a Blaziken on the next turn? There's so many energy in the discard pile. I would imagine we could probably attack with the Blaziken. Those are dark in hand, so we could attack with Blaziken. Yeah, snipes a Dunsparce. He just a charge attacker every turn. Well, he needs an extra energy to work with. He needs an energy attachment for turn plus the Blaziken. All right, Hale's doing a quick resource count here. Hale can... Yeah, I think if I'm Hale, I'm just KOing the active here. Ooh, do we have to discard our enriching energy? That doesn't feel great. You don't love to lose the enriching, but... Maybe Hale doesn't have that much to work with here, then. Missed active, Wally heal bench, yep. We do get the attack. That's the important part. No to Dunsparce is established, though. I mean, if Christopher can get Unfair Stamp, Counter Stadium, Knockout Active, Knockout a Dunsparce, I feel like you're feeling pretty good here. The hand is really big for Hale still. So Hale needs very little to unlock this hand. And might even just have, like, 4 Wallies in the hand. That is also possible. So here from Christopher, oh, we got Boss. We could actually go Unfair Stamp, Boss, KO, double Dunsparce. That is that ever the better play? But I wouldn't want to do it with this Dragapult. I'd want to do it with a fresh Dragapult, I feel like, for sure. See what Hale... Oh, so Christopher's going to try and trap this Lopunny in the active. This seems like a good play as well. I don't hate this. Trap this bunny. Oh, we are going to attack with the damaged Dragapult as well here, it looks like. And then here comes the unfair stamp. I mean, you really want to find the risky ruins so you can start to pick off the benched Dunsparces. But even this just getting stuck in the active would be a huge for Christopher. You don't need the ruins here. You just want the ruins. I guess you wouldn't hate like a Monkey Dory to move damage over as well. Or while he's in hand, he's cheating. That would be pretty crazy after already playing a Wally or two to have 4 left. That is for sure. Okay, 5 off the stamp. Real question is, what did Hale get? Also, there's only 11 minutes left. Not a ton of time left to follow up boss. That's good. Okay, track look again. Pokepad. Pokepad can find us Monkey Dory. If it's... There's one in the discard pile. I don't know where the second one is. I assume there is 2, though. Yeah, we definitely should have held off on the Blaziken ability for sure. All right, there's just the attack. Just 200 active. No Monkey Dory grabbed. Gone for Fez. We already played boss. All right, what did Hale draw? There's a Hilda. That's pretty good. We can move the active, KO the Dragapult, go down to 1 prize card remaining, get a Dunsparce set up in case we find a battle cage. Wait, no. We have a battle cage. We're not under Watchtower here. This is actually just really, really good for Hale. Is Okidogi a good deck? It's a good deck, but it's not a good play because your Pulp matchup is so tough. But, yeah. Yeah, there's spiky energy in here. He didn't play 60 because of the battle cage. Baiting, cycling the Dunsparce, goes for it. Another Dunsparce found. The spiky energy actually seems like relevant against like Raging Bolt, right? Because if you attack with a Dunsparce and then you KO something and then they KO your Dunsparce, the spiky energy puts them down to 1 or 220, and then a Lopunny can KO a Raging Bolt back. All right, another Dunsparce, 3 more cards. We have 1 Ultra Ball in hand. There's a Wally. We already played Hilda this turn. We can Ultra Ball for another Dunsparce back to the bench if we want. Psyduck and Abra in the hand. We probably want to hold on to the Abra, but you could give up the Hilda maybe. We've also seen the Unfair Stamp and Judge from Christopher now. So as Hale here, you can play pretty confidently that there's no more hand disruption to come. And Christopher does have 5 prize cards left. So benching 1 prizer here is safe. I don't know if Hale has a boss in hand yet, but I guess Hale's pretty close to just winning with a boss on that next turn. Hale is probably pretty aware that Christopher does have 1 more stadium remaining. There's the attach active and the retreat. There's a knockout. He has a Pokegear. Okay, so pretty good odds then. Air Balloon, pull off the prize cards. All right, over to Christopher. I don't think we'll be able to evolve both Dracloaks into Dragapults. There's a boss and is debating it. Actually, I don't even know if Christopher can attack with the Dragapult this turn. There's a ton of energy in the discard pile. And there's 1 fire prize, I believe. I don't think Christopher can attack this turn with the Dragapult. I think we could have attacked with Blaziken, but he already pushed the Dragapult. Yeah, I think it's actually just cooked. He can't even take the knockout this turn. He can't even attack this turn for anything relevant. There's the Risky Ruins. I mean, that's what we want, but it's not going to matter this turn. We had 2 dark energy in hand, so if we had pushed Blaziken, we could have attacked with Blaziken here. Yeah, there's 3 fires. Oh, there's 2 fires and 3 psychic in the discard pile and 1 fire prized. Headbutting time? It might be headbutting time. Stay headbutting. Yeah, it's looking pretty chalked. Goes for the Lily. Lily for 6. I don't even know what we're looking for at this point, though. Maybe thinks there's a fire still remaining. It is prized, though. Or one of them is prized. Is the fire. Yeah, the fire is prized. Would you say Zoro is a hard deck? Yeah, probably harder than the average deck, yeah. Yep, there's 6. Back into the double dark energy. And there we go. Head buff for 70. A lot of things are good for here for Hale. Boss plus energy wins the game. Wally to the bench. Lopunny is also just good enough to just like buy more time. A battle cage here keeps the rest of your Pokemon out of play. There's a Dunsparce to work with. Things are looking good. Gonna start with the Dunsparce here. Another Pokegear. No boss found yet. Was that a Pheasantipity? What was that other card drawn there? Was that third Lopunny? Can't tell what that was. Into the Pokegear. And yeah, there's the boss. There's the energy boss, KO Draclo. Hale gets the dub with the bunnies. It was a little bit closer in that second game for sure. Things got a little bit closer. I think it was still like poorly played from Christopher, but it's definitely probably a matchup he's not like super experienced against or has played against a ton, so makes sense that the play wouldn't quite be as clean in that matchup.